Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Safety Systems. Maybe you need a fire system for your business, or possibly a security system for your home, or a home theater system in your family room, or even on your patio or deck. They're doing that now too. They do a great job. Safety Systems. They're the folks to call for all your electronic needs in this town. Security systems, safety systems, and of course home theater systems. Safety Systems. Give them a shout. Mark, let's talk about next year. Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield were asked last night if they're going to return. I thought that was kind of, I guess you have to ask, but I don't think they'll be jumping to the NBA. You practically your whole roster's back. I mean, you were one of the youngest teams in the country this year. You get everybody back. Expectations are going to be higher, but roster-wise, what do you see next year? You're supposed to have everybody back, but in college basketball, guys move around.
Yeah, they're still holding out on two guys, Anthony Simons and Tyler Harris, that they could potentially bring onto the roster. But like you said, I mean, the transfer rate is really high amongst college basketball, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of those guys ends up leaving in this offseason.
Just look at the guys who didn't get as many minutes this year.
Right, and you've got guys that redshirted, guys that just played a little bit. So I would expect somebody to leave. But then also from a where do we need to improve standpoint, I think it's what we saw last night. We've talked about it the entire year of we don't have a playmaking guard that can really get in there, get the spots consistently, and either make a shot for themselves or get a shot for others. I think Jordan Bone has continued to grow, but I think that's where the need comes. I don't feel like it needs to be a person brought in from the outside, whether recruit a grad transfer, a freshman, a JUCO guy. What I think it is these guys got to manage expectations like you talked about, get their tails in the gym again like they did, do what Barnes and this staff has asked these other previous guys like Kevin Punter and previous players that have continued to improve, and work their tail off just like they've done in the last preseasons. Don't buy into the hype, and I think we can, what this roster has, will be able to meet the expectations that some realistically will have on them. Let
me ask you very quickly, all right, we won't even go 5 positions, let's go 3 positions. Center, guard, forward, all right, we'll oversimplify. If you had to pick a spot, I mean, I think Pons and Walker can become what you need, but in terms of another center, I mean, you got Alexander, and you saw what it was like without him. Mm-hmm. If you had your choice, another big or a driving, slashing guard who can create, which would you go? If all things being equal, if you had a slot and you could go pick whoever you want, what would you pick? Another big or a driving, slasher kind of guy?
For next year?
For next year.
Just next year, I would say a slashing wing. For the health of the roster, because you look, another year and you just got to start building some of these the big guys coming back. I think that would be a definite need. But everybody, point guard play, right? I mean, that's something that I think we've got to really improve upon. So there's many areas.
Well, and we're trying to be very quick here, so that was an oversimplification. I mean, most teams, you don't even have the traditional guard for center roles anymore. It's kind of, everybody's got their own thing. Most important issue, well, actually, we've covered that. We've covered enough. You've already hit on your issue, and that's get rid of complacency. Fight that, get these guys forward looking. Thanks for a great job all basketball season long. We appreciate it. I know we'll drag you back out here for other reasons in the months to come.
No NCAA things. We don't have that to be concerned about with this.
That's right. No NCAA issues, no coaching changes. Yeah, knock on wood. But tell folks what you do for a living and where they can find you.
Yeah, I've got a wealth management practice, so people can just find me at markpankratz.nm.com.
And that's Northwest Mutual?
Yep, here in town.
Good guy. Give him a call. Give him a call. Give him a shout. Call would be good, but if you want to just drive by and shout, you can do that as well. Mark, thanks, bud. I appreciate it. When we come back, we got more football to talk about. I'm going to tell the guys something I think about this year's offense. We'll see if they agree with it. From what Bob Hodge said in one of these segments, I think he will. We'll see if anybody else will. Come on back on the Sports Source.